silk manufacture dates back to the Neolithic period in China. It remained restricted to China until the Silk Road was established sometime around the 2nd millennium BC. For another 1,000 years, China had a virtual monopoly on silk production. Silk was utilized for a variety of purposes other than clothes, including writing, and the color of silk worn was an important indicator of social standing throughout the Tang dynasty. More than 4,000 years ago at the royal court of the Chinese emperor, one young woman, named Lei Tzu, also known as Shi Lingshi, discovers something that leads to an amazing change on the world. She takes the cocoon of some worms, which she finds on the mulberry tree, and starts playing around with them. In her playfulness, Lei Tzu drops the cocoon in a pot full of boiled water. As she tries to get the cocoon out of the hot water, she discovers that a long yarn can be extracted from the cocoon when they are in the boiled water. For her astonishment, the yarn was not just long, but also very beautiful and strong. With her newly earned knowledge, Lei Tzu decides to weave a colorful dress for the Chinese emperor, who was very impressed by the grace and beauty of his new dress. From there on, the silk production started and came to big fame all around the world for the color and smoothness of its weavings. This is the most famous legend about the discovery of silk. However, it is not the only one, and in retrospect it is difficult to say how true this story really is. But one thing is for sure. The silk, which is described as the smoothest and most colorful textile known to mankind, was in the early stages of the silk production only worn by the royal courtyard of the Chinese emperor. After some time, silk was also used as diplomatic gifts and to bribe nomadic tribes who threatened the Chinese Empire. The knowledge of the silk production was a well-kept secret in the Chinese Empire. The export of silkworms or mulberry cuttings was strictly forbidden, and smuggling those secrets was punished by death sentence. Finally, all those efforts had an end when a Chinese princess smuggled mulberry cuttings and the silkworm to Khotan in 140 BC, because she had to marry and emigrate from China, and could not imagine a life without silk. From there, the secret of the silk production made it to India, and 1 century later to Korea, Japan, and Thailand. A new theory questions that Thailand had to gather the silk secret from other countries. It argues that silk was cultivated by the mysterious people of Ban Chang in northeastern Thailand 5,000 years ago. This theory is based on archaeological findings, which discovered unraveled rests of silk on a plateau that was once settled by the people of Ban Chang. But this is just a theory and based on signs without clear evidence. However, the silk weaving is still a trade mainly practiced in the northeast of Thailand. From those villages in the northeast, Thai silk came to world fame in the 1960s.